Hi, this is Suzanne for Rainbow Loom. Today I'll be showing you how to make the starfish bracelet. This is an advanced level design. To make this bracelet you will need 30 A colored bands, 12 B colored bands, 12 C colored bands, and a C-clip. Before you start placing bands on your loom, you'll need to make sure that it's set in the rectangle configuration. This is where all 3 of the pins line up. It's a good idea to have your supplies ready before you begin, so pause the video here until you're ready to follow along. Now, let's get started. Place your loom so that the red arrow is pointing away from you. You'll start by placing 2 A bands at the bottom of your loom. You'll start from the center pin and place the first band out to the left, and the second one out to the right. Refer to the diagram on your screen as I show you how to place the next 16 bands. You'll start with 1A. It starts from this pin and goes up. 2A will be placed on the right side of the loom. And 3B will go from left to the center, 4B from the right to the center, 5A, 6A, 7B, and 8B. 9A, 10A, 11C, 12C, 13A, 14A, 15C, 16C, and there we finished the first pattern. Repeat this pattern 2 more times. Pause the video here and refer to the diagram on your screen until you've completed placing all of your bands. And after you finish this last pattern, you'll place 2 A bands at the end of the loom. You'll place one going out to the left and then one going out to the right. You'll need to place a cap band on this last pin. With an A colored band, place 2 fingers through the sides, twist it into a figure 8, and turn it back upon itself and place it on that last pin. Now that all the bands are placed on the loom, you'll just do a quick check and you'll push down the bands on your loom, and once those are all pushed down, you're ready to start looping. Now we're ready to start looping the bands. Turn your loom so that the red arrow is pointing toward you. We'll start at the beginning of the loom and we'll loop the first 2 bands. We'll start from the center pin and we'll loop one out to the left. With your hook, pull back the cap band, grab the top A band, hold the cap band down with your thumb, and loop that band out to the left. Then we'll loop to the right, pull the cap band back with your hook, grab that band and loop it out to the right. Refer to the diagram on your screen as I show you how to loop the next 16 bands. We'll start from this pin and we'll loop 1C into the center. Pull back. And then loop it into the center. 2C. You reach in and grab the 2C band and pull that into the center. 3A will be looped up the side. You can reach in here, swing around, grab it, and pull it forward. 4A. 5C. You pull all the bands above that band back. Grab that band with your hook, pull it forward. And then 6C. 7A. And 8A. Then we move up. 9B. Pull all these bands back. 10B. We're pulling all these back. 11A. 12A. 13B. You reach in and you're grabbing that top band and pulling it to the left. You can tell by the way it pulled, you grab the right one. Then you reach in. 14B will be pulled out to the right. 15A. And then 16A. I'll fast forward from here. Pause the video on your screen and refer to the diagram until you reach the end of the loom. And then after you finish that looping pattern, we loop the last two bands into the center pin. So you pull back these bands, grab that, pull it into the center, and do the same over here. Pull the bands back, grab it, and pull it into the center. Now that we've finished looping the bands, we're ready to finish the bracelet. At the end of your loom, you'll pull all the bands up to the top of that last center pin. You'll slide your hook down through the channel of that pin and tilt it out to the side, making sure all of the bands are over your hook. You'll grab an A colored band and place it at the end of your hook, pull back as you slide your hook up through the channel, and place both ends of the band on your hook and then move it up to the thickest part. With your fingers, you'll start pulling the bands from the loom. To remove your bracelet. If made on one loom, this bracelet will need to be extended to fit a wrist comfortably. Place your loom with the red arrow pointing away from you. You'll use one side of the loom to place a single chain of bands going up the side to make the extension. If it's a small wrist, you may need to add only 3 or 4 bands. If it's a larger wrist, you may need 6 or more. For your extension on the side, and then once you're done, on this last pin, you'll get your bracelet, use the cap band, and you'll put it from this pin to the one behind it. So you'll pull that and stretch it between those 2 pins. Then you loop the bands in a single chain. Once you reach this last band, you'll stretch it to the one next to it. And this creates an area where you can attach your C-clip. You'll hold your C-clip with the open side facing forward and snap it over the bands. Once it's on there securely, you can remove your extension from the loom. The other end of your bracelet, pull the bands back, and you've created another area where you can attach the other side of the C-clip. Secure the bands to one side and pull those to the other. And there you have your finished starfish bracelet.